All right, it looks like they may have got him free. They're coming to the passenger side. They're going to slide that backboard in there, get him on that backboard and then onto that gurney. There's the slide. There's the officer coming free. Officer out, is out. Shoot, it's almost 6 o'clock. Let's see what the RA is. One of those two. Officer's moving, that's a good sign. He's moving his arms around there. He's looking his hand through his face. I'm getting exhausted again. RA-15 is going into check the vehicle one more time to make sure it was just the one officer. Looks like they cleared it. We have yeah, do you want us to follow to the hospital? Yeah, Jack, do you want us to follow to the hospital? Yes, we did. We're downtown. Yeah, we could do at least through 11:15. What's our fuel? How much? 25 minutes only? 45, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, we have 45 minutes and then we need to go for fuel, so that should give us the time. Let's see here. 45, that'll be top of the 11. Hey Jack, we could, if you want us to refuel, we can go now and be back for the 11. Okay, understood. What's that? Yeah, I think they're still in the park. If you want to go to the west of City Hall, if there's anyone over there, I don't know. They're behind this building.
In the vicinity of the space station and attached to the space station. So that was a huge learning curve for we human rated a spacecraft for a portion of the mission, and then for crew you just have to obviously expand it for the whole mission. And then the last part was Cargo Dragon has been this amazing test bed for commercial crew, and what that means is we were able to test out like heat shield materials and parachute materials on Cargo Dragon before they ever flew on Crew Dragon.
Very cool. And that's just one part of the equation. Lars, walk us through, again, just the flight history of Falcon 9 from the humble beginnings to where we are today.
Well, Falcon 9 first flew almost 10 years ago today. And even though the first version of that rocket couldn't carry humans, the fundamental design was made with that goal in mind. Over the course of 87 launches, we've steadily improved the rocket so that now it has twice the payload to orbit that we started out with. We can land and reuse the first stage of the fairing, and most importantly for today, we have the reliability that we need for humans. Now, what's interesting is that reliability has come from steady upgrades and almost a decade of flight experience, but it's actually quite hard to prove reliability. This is something that the commercial airline industry has been grappling with for decades. And just like them, we rely on lots and lots of testing. So, for instance, if you take the Merlin 1D engine, that has to fly for about 6 minutes continuously to get to orbit. We took one of those and ran it for more than 250 minutes to get the statistical proof of reliability that we need. So it's that testing and lots of analysis that gives us and NASA the confidence that Falcon is ready to fly humans for the first time.
And obviously a lot of additional upgrades, a lot of additional testing had to go just to make sure that both of these vehicles were human rated. So walk us through some of the specific upgrades to Dragon to meet that criteria.
So the first one's pretty obvious. We had a Cargo Dragon. It has lots of cargo cubbies, so we took all of those out, replaced it with astronaut seats, crew displays, and crew controls. But one thing that people may not know is on Cargo Dragon, we've actually been flying mice to and from the International Space Station for years. And what that meant was we had to design an environmental control and life support system for Dragon years ago. It's oxygen, it scrubs carbon dioxide, and among other things, controls temperature and relative humidity. So even though that was done on a smaller scale for mice, it was a learning curve on how to help man-rate a spacecraft when you have to do it for humans.
And then, Lars, same question. What kind of specific upgrades had to go into it to certify Falcon 9 for this day?
Well, I already mentioned the reliability upgrades. One upgrade that I think is particularly interesting is the launch abort trigger. So people probably know that Dragon has the ability in mid-flight to separate from Falcon and boost the astronauts away to safety in the case that there's some kind of emergency. And that could be triggered by the astronauts or by the ground crew. What people may not know is that Falcon itself has the ability to cause that trigger. And it will do that entirely autonomously using algorithms, software, and sensors. And that's particularly important in the case of a time-critical fault, where aborting quickly means aborting safely. And in some cases, Falcon can do this quicker than 0.3 of a second, so much faster than a human.
And large amount of pause right there for a sec. We're getting some comm from the crew. And so coming up shortly, we're going to hear these communication checks. Bob and Doug are going to be talking to several positions down on the ground, and they're going to be using both communication speakers inside of Dragon and inside their suits in a series of communications checks. They're also going to be doing these checks over different satellites and ground stations.
PLT, com check umbilical.
CDR, loud and clear. PLT, loud and clear.
Core, loud and clear. Umbilical com check complete. Stand by for ground station com check.
And you'll hear him referred to CDR as Doug Hurley, that's the commander, PLT pilot, that's Bob Bankin. And so that first one we heard was through the umbilical, so that communication linked directly into their suit. Now they're going to do a communication check over the ground stations. We'll also hear one over TDRS, that's the tracking and data relay satellites. Same satellites we use to talk to the International Space Station, that's what we'll be using to talk and track Dragon throughout its entire flight. Again, just waiting for a moment for the teams to continue configuring everything. They're going to do these ground checkouts now, and you're going to be hearing them talk directly to the core. It's the crew operations responsible engineer. That's essentially the Capcom if you followed NASA missions in the past. It's a position right here in Hawthorne at SpaceX Mission Control, which is just a few feet away from us, where the team's going to be watching over Bob and Doug for their entire flight. That's where the main person whose job it is to talk to them is going to be sitting.